on TV. You're on camera, dude. What? No.
Great.
Okay, if Mr. Wade made this yesterday, he probably explained it to you. If he didn't explain it to you, I would.
It's hard.
Really?
Looking down.
Just take this, you're supposed to do the first three, 1 through 3. They're Ben Franklin and the story of courage to Dominic, and they're questions to answer. So on the Adventures for America in your textbook, do 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's in my thought.
Yeah.
That's in my
You finished everything that you were supposed to do?
How does it give you an aftertaste?
I think that basically we should be pretty quiet because the assignments that you have are reading.
You can go sit there. It's fine.
Okay.
That's shareable? When I don't have it. 364.
Have you read it?
No, one's supposed to read 364 and 365.
This page.
Go right to 2 pages.
Teenage coping with inflation. And first of all, we've defined inflation as what, basically? What would you say inflation is? How would you define it? Yeah. President Carter? What else? Come on, what is inflation?
Okay.
Okay, the rise in prices, right? Okay, we define that. May I have your attention, please? You're rising prices. As teenagers, how many of you are affected by inflation today directly? Okay, but just about everybody is affected. Now, let me ask you this question. Personally, tell us, in what ways are you directly? Talking basically how inflation affects you personally and directly. I'd like to ask a few of the students here, how is it directly affecting you now in our community? Okay. Yes.
Clothing.
Give us an example.
Well, okay, like say for instance, you go to the Maycomb down on Wilshire, and you'll see the price of a dress like $46, and you might go somewhere else downtown and find the same dress for probably half less, and it's cheaper to make your clothes than to buy them because it doesn't take up half as much material and your time instead of, you could just go ahead and make
As a
it.
result of this consumer law and economics class, has it helped you in any of your attitudes today of coping with these problems you're getting into, high prices, so forth and so on?
I guess so, just a little bit. I always help my mother, when she's talking about, well, this is too expensive and we shouldn't buy this, that, and the other. I can tell her the advantages of buying it.
Okay, anybody else have a personal experience?
I do.
Steve? Yeah.
Well, I have to pay for my own gas. And before I didn't have to. And, oh my God. And since I got my...
Just continue the class. All right, Steve, go ahead.
Me? Oh.
Well, you've been talking about how inflation affects you in terms of your car.
Yeah. Well, like now I have to pay for my part of my insurance because it's going up for me because I got in an accident. And so they're raising it a lot, for teenagers because for teenagers it's a lot more than when you get older. And gas went up a lot, so now I have to pay for my gas. And so it's hard for me to drive around.
So does your family have a lot of discretionary income floating around to pay for all these expenses, or do you have to pick it up yourself?
No, they pay for a lot of it, but now I'm starting to have to pay for it because all my other brothers that drive, they pay for it also.
Your parents, are they concerned about what's going on in terms of the rise of inflation as it's almost 20% now?
Oh yeah, they're now they're with food they don't it's gone up, but they can't lower it, have like less food or anything. But for the other things like trips and things like that, they have to cut off.
I see. Graham, what has your experience has been lately in terms of?
Well, I found that
Inflation.
recently
Yeah.
the price of harmonicas I play one. It's gone up about. It's gone up 15%, and like as a harmonica that used to cost $850 would now cost $9, $10, or $9.25, and that's heck for me because I use up harmonicas about once a month or so, and I find that I've got to go buy a new one, and that's a lot of money because the price of everything has gone up. I get $15 allowance, and I go to a movie, that's $5. Maybe take someone else with me, that's $10, and I have no car to get around, so I've got to, take the bus and stuff. It's incredible because everything has gone up. I mean, everything's expensive. You can't go into a restaurant and eat without paying, $4 or something good.
Can't eat McDonald's.
Quarter pounders with cheese are $1.15, and quarter pounders without cheese are $1. Before they used to be 80 and 85. And the McDonald's always used to have that commercial. You could eat a full meal, which meant a hamburger, French fries, and a drink. You could always eat a full meal for $1. And the guy would be leaving the counter. She said, "Oh, mister, here's your change." They never showed you how much change you got. But for right now, it costs you about $1.75 just to eat at McDonald's, and they're always talking about, you could eat off McDonald's for $1, and you can't do that anymore because, they're just talking about it's costing so much for the ground beef, it's costing so much for the pickles and the ketchup and all that stuff. So,
Are some of you, that's fine, are some of you students finding that you're going to have to go out and you're working out in order to raise the discretionary income of your family?
Yes.
And do you find that this is directly affecting your performance at school?
yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, let's have some experiences, yeah. Is it essential?
Well, if I want to get a car, if I want to keep adding onto my stereo and do all those things, it's like...
Well, are they not? Yeah.
Well, I'd like to go this summer with my family to Europe. And the only way I can do that with the high fares is that I'd have to start working at the beginning of summer or even before to get at least half the fare if I wish to go.
Well, this is, yeah. This friends work. Yeah.
No, I mean, if they want our opinion, so why not? All together for me and my mother, it came to $1,000.
For both of you?
For both of us.
The whole trip?
The whole trip to go to the Caribbean.
Gee, that's pretty cheap.
And she's still paying on it because the credit limit, the credit card thing, they're talking about they're not using credit cards too much, and she's just on a credit card binge. She's got everybody's credit card.
Do you believe in that philosophy now? I mean, do you believe in...
No, well, if you don't have the money to get it, then evidently it's not meant for you to have.
Oh, are you lowering your expectations because of inflation as a group? Hmm?
Kind of.
Are you?
Yeah.
How are you? Like usual.
Oh, you just wait for the movies to go to
On
cheap
TV.
theaters. Yeah,
Do you find that you're...
cheap theaters.
Do you find that your expectations of... What's your attitude? How do you... 50 cents.
I remember 30 cents.
All right, what is your expectation? Do you, is your generation...
It won't be so bad, if we had a subway or something, but these RTD buses stink. I mean, they take forever whenever you want them. They are cheaper than owning a car, but, with the price of gas going up, in another 10 years or so, it's going to be too expensive for almost any of us to own our own car until we get established in the business world, if we do.
In about 5 years, cars are going to be a luxury. It's not going to be just one part of everyday item. It's just going to be a rich man's luxury. A car.
In Los Angeles, it's going to be a rich man's luxury.
Yeah. Houses, anything. Food, even food might be a luxury one day.
In other words, what you're saying is today and in the future you see basics really costing your food, clothing, and shelter. It is going to be your...
I got a very tight budget, and you can't just go out, think of everything before you get it. And if I want something, I have to definitely look for jobs.
You're going to have to pick up the difference because there's less discretionary income floating around. Low productivity, and what do we mean by that? By the way, do we have it in the schools? We talk about low productivity in the schools. Ah, where is the low productivity? Where the teachers? Oh, please. Now, where is the low productivity in the school system? That's a good point. What? Oh, you don't like school food? Food, you mean the production of it or the selling?
Everything.
Oh, that's low. Okay. That's what you noticed.
Teachers just sit there and give you tests on Scantron. They're too lazy to make them.
Are basically going to cause people's expectations that prices will eventually go down? No, you think expectations are still high, the prices will go up. All right.
They project it will. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is that they're afraid that it's going to even now because it's going up more. So they're buying in, because they're scared.
Well, that's true. They can get the credit.
Like gold, the same way.
Okay. What other factor causes higher inflation? We talked about it, and that affects all of us.
Minerals.
OPEC, energy, right. Government spending is another aspect. What?
We're having a recession right now.
Well, the recession, where stabilize will go up, et cetera, even with low employment. Anything else? All right, the Iran. How is that causing inflation? The Iran crisis.
Now they stopped sales. Right. So that's less money for the U.S. government, or federal government.
I see. So, okay. By the way, maybe the change is being so great that it's very hard to cope. Are you able to do it, you think, much better than the other generations? I think I asked you that earlier. But do you get feedback from the older generation?
About what?
As to, I mean, they're very concerned. Is there a concern transferring onto you, or doesn't it bother you?
Yeah.
They're trying to show us how to live.
What happened and what transpired for you?
Well, I went to buy a used piano, and we had been studying some of the things on the car, buying used cars, and he told me to use it in the same way of buying a used piano. So when I went to buy the piano, I found pretty much that if I didn't ask for some of the things I asked for, that I wouldn't have gotten them, like a guarantee, and to find out what the interest rate was, so I didn't get cheated on my on what I paid off for the piano, because I'm paying it off on a time payment, like $36.10 a month. And I found that after I had talked over with the man, I started to notice that he was actually getting a little shaky, the fact that I knew a few things that he probably didn't figure the average buyer would know, and it really helped me because I got a few more little extra tip.
The annual percentage rate. Computer. Which we have a few programs placed in the computer. One, could you describe, Barry?
Well, there's a program on here, Bargain, that simulates buying a car, which really helps because I'm in the market for a car. And the thing is, the computer will offer you a price and tell you the dealer cost of the car. And you bargain back and forth, and it would act as the dealer acts.
Well, there's a certain formula.
Yeah, and there's a way of, bargaining to win. And, it's helped a lot.
And what you do is you have a certain price for a certain amount, and what you do is you try and find the best buy, which is called unit pricing. Look at an example here. Which one is the best buy? Has to be figured out that we can get the best buy at the least price. Okay, go ahead. So number 3. Secondary problem. All in the same realm of prices, figuring something in a price between 50 cents and maybe $3. Here we're working with pounds and ounces, so presume that it's some sort of food. What would you say?
Can of tuna.
What number? Can of tuna. Which one looks best here? 4 looks best.
4, yeah.
Let's try 4.
Mistake, what does it say?
It says wrong, try again. If you miss it the second time, then it explains why.
What does it say?
It says it would tell you why they would divide down to lowest common denominator for money and product.
Can we give you the answer?
Right, it gives you the answer after, I think, the 3rd try or 2nd try.